Welcome back, friends. It's Anders. Today, we are making another cocktail. Surprise, surprise. We're making the Rabo de Galo. I know that sounds a little crazy to people who are outside of Brazil, but this is how you pronounce it. Rabo de Galo. No, Rabo de Galo. Anyway, we're gonna make this drink that is cachaça based. So if you have a bottle just hanging around, something other than a caipirinha to make with the cachaça is this drink. And it has a very interesting story. If you are new to the channel, hit that subscribe button for more sips, tips, and recipes. And let's go make the Rabo de Galo. To the bar. Here we are once again, looking around at all this stuff. This is a sponsor and how we pay our bills. Today's video is brought to you by Viski. Viski has sponsored a number of these videos, and they've been great to work with because they make bar tools, bar glasses, wine tools, ice molds, pretty much anything you can think of behind your bar, except for the booze and the bartender. They don't make any of that. Today, I'm here to show you one of the glasses that I have and will be using a little bit later in the film. This is the Negroni glass. Actually, technically, I think if you look online, it is called the Ray Crystal Negroni glass. And I'm really liking it. Kind of low profile, very simple, and very clean looking. And it is meant for the Negroni. It is a cocktail that has its own week, so it deserves its own glass. I know that sounds clever. I did not come up with it. That is on the Viski site. Click the link down below and use the code ANDERS15 to receive 15% off site-wide. So if you are not into the Negroni glass and instead you're into this spinny glass, you can get 15% off if you use code ANDERS15. There's also straws. There's also decanters. We talked about this one a while back. If you missed it, you missed it. So not everything's gonna resonate with you. If everything does resonate with you, I mean, that's exciting, but maybe you should be a little bit pickier. You know, just form an opinion, have a point of view, is what I'm saying. Okay, so again, go to the link down below, use Anders15 at checkout, take your pick of whatever you want on the site, and they will send it to you. You do it, yeah, you do still have to pay money. Is that all we have to talk about? I think so. Thank you, Viski. On to the film. Rabo de Galo.
Rabo de Galo.
That is my Brazilian friend who recorded this so that I could pronounce it properly for all of you. Now, Rabo de Galo literally means tail of the rooster or tail of the cock. Cocktail. I don't call roosters cocks, but some people do. Anyway, the cocktail. So this drink originally started out not as a cocktail, but more of a shot. See, it was created by Cinzano, which was and is a vermouth company. And back in the mid-50s, they opened a production facility in Sao Paulo, and they were looking to increase their vermouth sales. So they decided to create a shot, basically, that was half cachaça and half sweet vermouth. Now, my understanding as to how you take this shot is that you would pour a little bit out onto the floor for the saints, and then you would take the shot quickly and slam it down on the bar. In the process, Cinzano started selling a lot more of their vermouth. After that, the drink became kind of engulfed in the craft cocktail little scenes that were happening throughout Brazil, and bartenders started making this into an actual cocktail, an actual drink. So they were chilling and diluting it. Sometimes they were shaking it, sometimes they were stirring it. They would serve it on the rocks, or they would serve it up. They would add a garnish, and they started changing the ingredients. They would take out the sweet vermouth, they would add in an amaro, most notably chinar, which is an artichoke-based amaro. So there wasn't really one true recipe for the Rabo de Galo until recently. See, just about a year ago, in 2023, the drink was accepted into the IBA, the International Bartenders Association. So it is officially among the list of great classic cocktails from around the world, all thanks to a man named Derivan de Souza, Master Derivan. He traveled throughout Brazil and Europe promoting this drink. This is a drink that bartenders in and around Brazil take quite seriously. So there's a lot to be said about what's the right way to do it. But the thing is, and one thing I love about the drink is that everybody makes it a little bit differently. You don't know exactly what you're gonna get if you go into a bar and order a Rabo de Galo. The recipe that I'm gonna be doing today is more or less pretty standard. Now the booze. All right. To make this version of the Rabo de Galo, we will need cachaça, sweet vermouth, amaro, and a lime. Let's talk about the base, the cachaça. All different recipes for this cocktail vary quite a bit, but the one constant is cachaça. I'm using a barrel-aged cachaça because it makes it a little bit rounder, fuller, and goes really well with the sweet vermouth. Now, the sweet vermouth, originally, as we discussed, it would be Cinzano. That's what you would use if it really mattered. But I happen to like the richness of the Cochi Vermouth de Torino. Onto the Amaro. We're using Cynar, which is pretty standard. In fact, in the official IBA recipe, it calls for Cynar. It's an artichoke-based Amaro. It's good on its own. It's lower in ABV, and it mixes in really well. I'm just using a little bit, but it does give it a little bit of bitterness, which is nice in the drink. But you can use other Amari. Averna is very good. It's a bit bolder. And then, as I mentioned before, lime. Lemon would work, or orange, but I actually really do like the lime with the cachaça. So let's build. We're gonna start with the cachaça, 1.5 ounces. To that, let's add 1/2 ounce of your sweet vermouth, and then 1/4 ounce of Cynar. Now, some recipes also include bitters, and that's just gonna give you a little bit more bitterness, and they'll be fine, but I don't think it necessarily needs it in this drink. Now, let's add ice and stir. Give this a stir about 30 seconds or so. I know very few Portuguese words, or Brazilian Portuguese. I know mango is manga. I think manga also means sleeve. This is probably good enough right here, but I just like this one a little bit more diluted. So I'm gonna go an extra 2 seconds. All right, get a little chilled glass and add a few ice cubes and strain this off into the glass. Now we can express the lime oil across the top. Go. And I'm gonna use this as a garnish too. So I'm just going to clean up the edges, making a rhombus. You could either set this on the edge of the glass. That's how I like to do my Sazeracs. Or you can just drop it right in. In this case, I'm gonna drop it in. Easy peasy. Lemon squeezy. Lime squeezy. There we have the Rabo de Galo. Cheers. Oz, would you like to taste this?
Here I am.
Welcome.
Hi, thank you.
I'm gonna let you have first sip.
It smells good.
What do you think?
It's good. I love it. It's like rich and round, but somehow refreshing with the lime.
May I try?
Yes, of course. Sorry.
Yeah, that's really good. There's a richness from the vermouth, a slight bitter finish from the Cynar, and the lime on top. You know, it's like one of those spirit-forward drinks that would do well in the warm weather.
Big fan.
Yeah, I am too.
Also, I love Cynar. I know it's only a tiny bit in there. I like it on its own.
So this also was a cocktail that many of you had requested for me to do on this channel.
Now you can stop asking. I'm joking.
But you can let me know in the comments down below if you think that you've got a better recipe for this. Do you have anything you'd like to add?
No.
Okay.
Oh, check out the new merch, maybe.
Yes.
I guess that's the thing.
Yeah, check out the new merch. Thanks, Viski, for sponsoring today's film. Thank you, the viewer, for watching. We will see you next time. Enjoy your Rabo de Galo. Cheers.
Cheers.
Whoop. Look at right there, Fran.
Her hair is going into the
she's so serious.